Problem solving with linearities. So given the problem, Manuel is a college student with 2 part-time jobs. He earns $10 per hour in a music store and $15 per hour in a warehouse. He needs to earn at least $180 per week, but he cannot work more than 14 hours per week. Okay, so what we want to do is set up 2 linear inequalities to represent this problem. So we are going to let x represent the number of hours that Manuel worked at the music store, and y is going to be the number of hours worked at the warehouse. So now I want to create our 2 linear equations. Well, information from the question: he has to earn at least $180 a week, so $180 or more, but he cannot work more than 14 hours a week. So the maximum number of hours he wants to work is 14 hours. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to take, well, the number of hours he works in the music store. If I add that to the number of hours he works in the warehouse, that'll be his for the week. And I need that to be either less than or equal to 14 hours. So that is my first equation. And then I'm going to go to how much he wants to earn. Well, he earns $10 in the music store. He's earning $15 per hour in the house, and he wants to earn at least $180 a week. So we are going to take the number of hours he works in the movie store, multiply that by how much he makes per hour, so 10x, plus the number of hours he works in the warehouse, multiply that by how much he makes per hour, which is 15. Why? And this has to be equal to $180 or more than $180. Okay? So this would be our 2 linear inequalities. All right, so give a sketch of the solution from your calculator. So rather than necessarily using your calculator or e-calculator, you first have to solve both of these equations for y. So when I do that, I'm going to get y. I'm again going to ignore my inequality, and I'm just worried about sketching my lines right now. So I get y equals a negative x plus 14. So that's one equation. And then my second equation, I'm seeing y equals negative 10x plus 180, and then I'm going to divide by 15. So when I divide by 15, I get a negative 2/3 x plus 12. So here's my second equation. All right, so when you graph this in your calculator, you'd graph this in y2, and then give a sketch of this. Okay, so I want to be kind of specific here. So knowing equations of lines, this has a y-intercept of 14, so I need 14 units to go up at least. 1, 2, 3. All the way up there, so there's my y-intercept. And I'm going to kind of go the same. So there. Okay, remember x represents the hours worked, hours at music store. Our y is the hours worked at the warehouse. Okay, so from my calculator or even from this, we are now going to sketch this. Remember, this has a y-intercept of 14. It has a slope of -1. So that means from this 14, I'm going to go down as many units as I would across. So I could go down 1 and over 1. Well, that would be a hard kind of line to figure out. Or I could go down 5 and over 5, 10 over 10. So in this case, because my y-intercept is 14, if this is 14 up, I'm going to go 14 over as well. Here is my line. And I'm going to look up at my inequality. It had an equal sign, so I want to draw a solid line. Okay? So that is going to represent the number of hours worked. Now I'm going to represent another equation that relates to how much he's earning. Oh, before that, shade in this area. So I have x plus y has to be less than or equal to 14. This less than sign means I'm going to shade below my line. And I'm just going to go really light for right now because I'm graphing 2 lines. All right, my second y-intercept would be 12. So here's 14, here's 12. My slope is negative 2 over 3. So I'm going to go down 2 over 3 approximately. Or I could go down 4 over 6 and so on. So I'm going to go down 4 and over 6 to get a better idea of where this point is going to occur. Right. About there. Okay, and then I'm going to graph this line. And again, it's an equal sign, so I'm going to draw a solid line. And because this is greater than 180, I am now going to sketch, I want to sketch all the points above this line. Okay, and that would be the sketch of this graph. Where the double shading occurs is where we're going to darken, and this is actually our solution area. So there's actually quite a small solution area that is going to satisfy both of these inequalities. All right, give a possible solution of hours work at each job in 1 week. Well, thinking about any point inside here would be a possible solution. I generally want to take the outer perimeters of that solution. This will give me like my maximum or minimum points. Those possibilities could be 0, 14. So what does that mean? It means 0 hours at the music store, but 14 hours at the warehouse. So in that week, you wouldn't work any time at the music store and all of it in the warehouse. Okay. The other possibility would be this point here, and you would have to find this point of intersection on your calculator. And this to be 6, 8. So 6, 8 would be another possible solution. It would mean 6 hours at the music store and 8 hours at the warehouse. And that is a problem with linear inequalities.